Jealousy and a lot of hate in the sport of boxing. I want to see all the young fighters, no matter what your color is. I want to see you do good. I want to see you do great. I want to continue to see great fights. No. Move.
Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw. So I have to push harder.
Criticise the Roach fight. I knew it would be a good fight because
Floyd Mayweather is reportedly training Lamont Roach as he prepares for his highly anticipated rematch against Gervonta Tank Davis. Having already shared the ring with Davis, Roach could benefit greatly from Mayweather's insights. If he can exploit Davis's weaknesses, this bout might be much closer than their previous encounter. Roach has been a standout talent since his amateur days, known for his sharp skills, discipline, and determination in the lightweight division. Remarkably, Roach first faced Davis at just 16, an early experience that shaped his career and gave him a glimpse of elite-level boxing. Now a lightweight title holder, Roach is drawing more attention, especially following his earlier showdown with Davis. Holding his own against Tank boosted his reputation and made people take notice. With his profile on the rise, Roach is out to prove he belongs among the sport's best. This rematch isn't just another fight, it's Roach's opportunity to solidify his status as a top-tier competitor.
Roach, bro, and what was his early life like? He was born in Washington, D.C., but he was raised in Upper Marlboro, a city in Maryland. Lamont Roach didn't touch his first bag until he was 9 years old, bro, when his dad took him to the No Excuse Boxing Club. And this is where he learned the basics of the sport and ultimately gained his love for boxing. These two right here, Lamont Roach's parents. This is Lamont Roach Sr., who still trains Lamont Roach today. And this is Lamont Roach's mother here, Tia Roach. And ultimately, the reason why Tank let Lamont make it to the end of the fight. But anyway, back to the story. Lamont Roach has two siblings. He has a younger brother, Jordan Roach, who also boxes, by the way. Here's Jordan's box trick right here. And this young lady right here is his sister, Taylor Roach. Bro, by the time Lamont got to middle school, bro, he was training very seriously, man. He was training upwards of 5 times a week, bro. He was taking it very seriously. Lamont was a 2-time National Golden Gloves champ for juniors, National PAL champ, and 5-time ringside world champ, bro. This man was going crazy, man. And this is the footage right here from 2010 when him and Gervonta Davis actually fought, bro. Gervonta got gold and Roach got silver. They were both ranked number 1 and 2 nationally, bro. So Roach is a hell of a contender, man. Roach had a very impressive amateur record, man. Boasting 125 wins and 15 losses. 2 of those losses coming by Tank, man. Also, when him and Tank fought, Roach was 15 and Tank was 16 at the time. 3 years later, 2013, Roach actually won his National Golden Gloves Championship. And he was also USA Boxing Youth National Champ as well. And 1 year later, before his pro debut, he would sign the Golden Boy, man, becoming part of Oscar's team. So in 2014, at 18 years old, Lamont would make his pro debut, where he got a unanimous decision. And it was over Victor Galindo. And he was in school, man, for actually mechanical engineering, following in his father's footsteps, just in case boxing didn't work out. And bro, he was a terror in the pros, man. He was undefeated until 2019, where he suffered his first loss to Jamel Harry. But that's okay, man. He was there to be great. He was going for the WBO super featherweight belt. Over the next couple of years, bro actually had to do a lot of reflecting, man. That first loss is always the worst one. So he did that. After dusting himself off and getting his mind together, bro, he went ahead and captured his own title, man, in 2023 over Hector Luis Garcia, making him the WBA super featherweight champ. And as we all know, man, he just fought Tank this past weekend. It would end in a draw. It was a good fight, honestly. I can't even be mad at it. And bro, who knows what's next for Roach? Hopefully we get that rematch. Hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching the video. Leave a comment down below.
Lamont Roach has made a steady rise in boxing, establishing himself as a legitimate contender in the lightweight division. As the WBA champion, he's shown that he can perform at a high level. He's now ranked 14th worldwide and 3rd in the United States, underscoring his consistency and skill. Roach's path hasn't been easy. He's consistently chosen to face tough opponents and push himself against top competition. His resilience and ability to adjust in difficult moments have made him a tough matchup for anyone in his class. Winning the WBA lightweight title was a turning point that placed him among the elite. But Roach isn't content with just holding a belt. He wants to prove he belongs at the very top. His upcoming rematch with Gervonta Davis is a prime chance to do just that. With a strong record and fierce determination, Roach is more motivated than ever. He views every fight as a chance to cement his legacy, and this one could be his defining moment.
5-1 with 10 big wins coming by the way of knockout, my people. He's in the super featherweight division. He's ranked number 14 in the world and number 3 in the USA, my people. He has a WBA title right now in the super featherweight division. He's fighting Gervonta Davis in December, but you know we got to check how he even got there and how he started his career. His pro debut, he went against Victor. He was 1-3. That's fine. It's your pro debut. First fight as a professional. You feel me? I ain't gonna get at you. Next person was 1-6. Alright, I mean, we ain't do better, but it's your second fight. Like, fourth person was 0-1. That was a little sussy because he ended up 0-10. He never won a day in his life, so he never got his hand raised in a boxing match. You feel me? And then the next person, he stepped it up, though. He went to undefeated. There's only 2 fights, but he was 2-0. Then 12-9, that's a journey, man. I'm not gonna lie. 4-2, 3-4, these are looking good. 8-5.
Teofimo Lopez has taken shots at Gervonta Davis's knockout record, questioning the caliber of fighters Davis has faced. He claims that too much attention is paid to Davis's knockouts. Even though his opponents haven't been top tier, Lopez believes Davis hasn't proven himself against elite competition, making his co-wins less impressive. With confidence, Lopez declared, "He's never fought anyone like me." His statement reflects both his self-belief and skepticism about Davis's true standing in the sport.
I think I dominate any of them. If you really look at it, if you gotta really tap in on this. Look at the resume, all that extra, whatever. There's a certain limit that you hit, right? But then there's that next criteria or that next top tier. And if you don't match that, you know, you never gonna know how great you really are. And I've done that a few amount of times already. I jumped out that box and done that. So I have yet to see Gervonta come out of that box yet. You know what I'm saying? They're about to put him with a guy at 130 pounds. Whether he's a champion or not, you're getting a guy lighter than you to come up and weight to make you look good again.
Despite being offered a lucrative payday to face Conor Benn, Gervonta Tank Davis opted to fight Lamont Roach instead. Viewing it as a less challenging matchup, many fans and analysts agreed, noting Roach was moving up in weight to face Davis. Given Tank's power and Roach's smaller frame, the expectation was a straightforward win for Davis, but the fight didn't play out that way. Davis struggled with Roach's defensive skill, smart strategy, and ring awareness. Even as a lighter fighter, Roach came prepared and exposed gaps in Davis's game. What was expected to be an easy victory turned into one of Davis's toughest fights, yet prompting some to wonder if he underestimated Roach, or if his own abilities are beginning to slip.
You know, when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, you know, these other fighters that he should really be fighting, you know, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come and come at me.
Yeah.
And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, you know, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick, and then make out like we want the fight. And then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million, and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered. I said, listen, you keep talking shit. My promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. You know, but was it Unquail didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about 50 million. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has consistently praised Lamont Roach Jr.'s skills, even when others dismissed him before his fight with Gervonta Davis on December 14, 2024. Hearn admitted the public wasn't too excited about the matchup, but stood firm in his support, saying, "Lamont Roach is a good fighter. The problem is, not many people know him. Fans want tanky big-name fights." And this wasn't one of those. The fight ended in a controversial majority draw, including a moment in round 9 when Davis took a knee, yet it wasn't counted as a knockdown. Hearn later commented, "If you kneel while being punched, that's a knockdown." While he didn't explicitly say Davis lost, Hearn clearly felt Roach's performance deserved more recognition, especially for that pivotal 9th round.
There's obviously been a hurdle. Will he get through the second fight, Gervonta?
Maybe not. I mean, I think he's had a result, to be honest with you, because one, he should have lost the fight. I mean, he should have had a point deducted. There's no doubt about that. But two, people criticise the Roach fight. I knew it would be a good fight because we know Roach is a good fighter, but people in boxing know that Roach is a good fighter. Now it's giving him another fight. Because if he would have beaten Roach, he's kind of backed in a corner to fight Shakur Stevenson, I think. But now he's got a rematch that's actually much bigger than the first fight. So yeah, I think he'll be more switched on for this maybe, but Roach is a good fighter.
Floyd Mayweather has always had a passion for developing young fighters, helping them reach their full potential. One of his biggest successes is Gervonta Davis, who became a star under Mayweather's guidance before eventually parting ways and managing his career independently. Since then, Mayweather has shifted focus to other prospects like Lamont Roach Jr., who recently fought Davis in a fight that ended in controversy. The bout resulted in a majority draw, though many argued Roach should have been awarded a knockdown in round 9 when Davis appeared to kneel. Promoter Eddie Hearn backed Roach, acknowledging his talent and criticizing the referee's decision. In his eyes, Roach delivered a performance that should have earned him more than just a draw.
No. I'm not coming back to the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing was good to me. I was able to make a lot of smart investments on the outside, and I just want to help. Like I said, the fighters that's up and coming. Like I was talking about, like Gervonta Tank Davis. I don't understand why he's not in the top 10 pound for pound. Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence, Benavidez. The list goes on. There's so many tough fighters out there. So many great young champions out there.
Mayweather's coaching style has always sparked debate. His strategy, centered on smart defense, precision, and risk management, brought him an undefeated career. Still, some believe this method doesn't work for every boxer. However, Lamont Roach Jr. appears to be benefiting from Mayweather's mentorship. His recent performances show improved defense, quicker counters, and slicker movement indicators that Floyd's teachings might be taking hold. Now that Davis is no longer part of Mayweather's camp, Floyd training Roach adds extra drama to their rivalry. If Roach continues to embrace Mayweather's methods, the rematch could turn into a tactical battle. Davis's brute force versus Roach's defensive sharpness. While Mayweather swears by strategy over endurance, others argue that stamina wins the late rounds as Roach prepares for his second bout with Tank. The big question is whether Mayweather's style will carry him to victory or fall short against Davis's power.
Come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw. So I have to push harder. I have to train harder. I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical. I have to do a lot. I have to do everything just a little more. And I think that will definitely put me over the hump, and I'm more than motivated to get back in there, get back in the camp, and work hard so I can secure a victory over a pound for pound fighter, in which I believe that
Lamont Roach is more locked in than ever as he trains for his second showdown with Gervonta Davis. The controversy from their last fight has only fueled his hunger, and now he's putting in extra work to ensure there's no room for doubt. Roach believes he did enough to win the first time, but the judges thought otherwise. Now, he's determined to be undeniable. He's focused on pushing himself harder, sharpening every skill, and fine-tuning every detail. I need to reach the next level, Roach said. I have to do a little more of everything. Against an opponent like Davis, every improvement counts. Roach is zeroing in on his movement, strength, and conditioning. His goal, to win decisively and leave no questions behind. I'm more motivated than ever, he said. There won't be any debate this time. With new energy, Roach is grinding harder in the gym, learning from past mistakes, and building a strategy that could define his career.
See him get some work with Boots. I saw in the interview. Yeah, I'm gonna call Hoops. You wanna call him? I'm gonna call him. What? They say they what? They say that. Shit, that's right up the road. That's right up the road. Look, obviously, Tank doing. Obviously, Tank cracking. Hoops cracking.
As Lamont Roach gears up for his rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis, he's choosing sparring partners who mimic Davis's fast and aggressive style. By training with skilled, intense fighters, Roach aims to fine-tune his reactions and stay composed under pressure. This focused approach is designed to prepare him for Davis's speed and power. Improving his timing and composure during intense exchanges could be the edge. Roach needs to flip the outcome in the rematch.
In boxing, at the end of the day, Lamont Roach is a world champion at the end of the day. Like I said, the whole thing about Lamont Roach is that he could fight, and you can't overlook anybody, especially not at the top level. Everybody knows how to fight. And Tank and Lamont Roach have been acquainted with each other since they were young fighters. And, just coming up in the game and knowing each other, the comfortability, that's still something that could threaten one another. But I feel like Tank gonna come out on top at the end of the day. But Lamont might give people, a tougher fight than he might.
Speaking on that though, like you fought guys early in your amateur career, right? And then you fight them now. Do you already know what to expect, or is there somewhat of an evolution?
No, it's definitely an evolution. It's definitely changed in people, but a lot of times, probably half the time, people's mentality stay the same, and their personalities don't always change. So you might be more comfortable with somebody, just growing up with them and knowing where they come from and knowing their background and stuff, versus just not knowing the fight at all.
Who wins that fight, Lane?
Tank. I got Tank.
How?
I don't know. I feel like Tank might break him down, work his way to a knockout, because Tank is great at breaking fighters down. Just punches way into a boxes.
Although Lamont Roach is a world champion, he remains under the radar for many casual boxing fans. This lack of visibility led some to believe Davis picked him for an easy win. But those familiar with Roach's journey know he's far from an easy target. His refined technique, strong defense, and consistent development make him a dangerous underdog. Being overlooked may even work to his advantage. Many great fighters have used that doubt to fuel their best performances. With less media pressure than Davis, Roach can focus solely on executing his game plan. Fighters underestimated by the public often rise to the occasion, and Roach's drive to prove himself could give him the edge. This rematch isn't just about redemption, it's a chance for Roach to set the record straight and finally earn the respect he's long deserved.